Right, and earlier we spoke to a witness at the scene there about what happened and what she saw and how she had to actually run for her life. Take a listen.
I ran through the bushes and fell in here and ran all the way down the street. And then they took me in this building over here because I was all shook and everything. Like I was running for my life.
What kind of gun did he have?
All I know was long. He had on like a grayish vest, like maybe like cargo pants. And he was like this, back and forth like that. And he was getting closer and closer to the van.
How many shots do you think you heard?
At least 15 or more.
So you can hear that must have been terrifying. 15 or more shots fired. I believe that woman was involved with a bus that was picking up some children. There were no children on the bus, but she said that she saw the gunman and they just ran from the bus and ran into the bushes there, believing that he was targeting them next. And you can see that this is, a very, very busy area. A lot of stores, a lot of apartment buildings. Harvard owns a lot of property there. This is now obviously finals time. The school is ending, but I'm still sure there are still students in the area. You can see the road is shut down in that area, so anyone that needs to get anywhere that normally would use Memorial Drive should find an alternate route. This will be shut down for several hours while police continue their investigation into what happened, collect evidence, interview witnesses. It's a complicated thing because there are two scenes here, and there's a potential that this involves another jurisdiction, an incident that may have happened in Boston that could be potentially be connected to this.
And if you are just tuning in right now and you have loved ones that live in this area, or go to school in the area, maybe this is a part of their route to or from work, it's just important that we let you know that Cambridge PD, although it is a very active scene and there are dozens of authorities, and as we pull out you can see just how active of a scene it is here, but they just do want to make sure that people know that there is not an ongoing danger to the public. There is not an active threat. This is a very active scene, but there is not any ongoing danger to the public. But as they continue to investigate, it is still very early in the investigation. They are asking residents to please avoid the area as they continue to work to talk to witnesses, to collect evidence. What they're trying to do is make sure that although this is an expansive scene, they're trying to do what they can to contain this very expansive scene so that they can collect as much evidence as they can to try to piece together what happened here.
And, as we've been talking about all day, this is broad daylight in a very safe area, in a very safe neighborhood, a busy roadway on any given day, particularly, on a nice day. And so these folks are just driving by when they're telling us, with some witnesses and folks that were in those cars are saying they were just driving by when they saw a man standing on the sidewalk with a long gun shooting at them. A number of cars that were hit with the bullets. And we heard from that woman that was driving a school bus. She was on her way to pick up some children when she says that the gunman came out and was targeting their van when she got out and ran for her life. So a lot of folks really impacted here by what happened.
And from all of the witnesses that you have heard from thus far, our hardworking crews here on the ground, we do want to make sure that EMS has responded to the scene to treat at least one individual, one person, for a gunshot wound. So we're still working to learn more about the number of victims. We're still working to learn more about any potential motive. Witnesses that have spoken to Christina and Louisa feel that this looked like this was violence at random, which makes it an even scarier situation for those who were around to witness and hear and see. Right now you're getting a live look here though from the ground. Again, still a very active scene, still very heavy police presence. You can see MSP cars here on the ground. Earlier, Christina Rex told us that there were dozens of police and state troopers on the ground. And if you were just tuning in and any of your commute involves Memorial Drive, and you might be sitting and wondering, why am I stuck here? What is going on? It is because of this breaking news here in Cambridge on Memorial Drive, where MSP and Cambridge PD are investigating a shooting, and it's still very early on. These calls about this reported shooting only came in at 1:30. So please find another way home. It is still going to be very active for quite some time.
Right. I mean, right now we're looking at just 2 hours after that call came in, a little more than 2 hours. So there's still quite a lot that needs to be done here. And you can see that before they open the scene to traffic, they want to make sure that they have everything secured and have collected all the evidence that they need to, and have taken all the pictures and collected all the video, which, we talked to WBZ security analyst Ed Davis, and he says that video is going to be crucial. And, we were talking about earlier how any incident that happens, the first thing a lot of folks do is take out their phone and start videotaping. So there's probably likely quite a bit of video, both from, surveillance cameras that might be attached to these buildings, or even, state cameras that might be on the roadway, but people themselves with their own cameras were probably videotaping some of this or all of it.